You're on this investing channel probably because you want to make money, but what if I told you the best place to invest for the past 3+ years hasn't been the stock market? It hasn't even been cryptocurrency or anything like that. It's been in a video game. And in 2023, people are spending and making millions of dollars on a first-person shooter that came out more than 10 years ago. Just this year, someone was offered $1.2 million for a skin in a popular game, and the owner replied just simply, not enough money for it. So we've gotten to the point where skins in a 10-year-old game have become a fantastic place to invest. People are posting all over the internet. There are subreddits and YouTube channels specifically designed and catered to people that want to invest based off of this marketplace. Counter-Strike Global Offensive, or CSGO, is a first-person shooter that came out more than a decade ago. It has increased in popularity significantly during that time and has become one of the most influential esports and first-person shooters out there. Its esports bring in millions of viewers, as the Antwerp final for 2022 brought in more than 2 million concurrent viewers. So this is a huge esport, and things changed very recently. At the beginning of the game, there were no skins, and everything changed with one update. You had the Arms Deal update in 2013 that brought cosmetics into a game that was looking for new content to put out into the world, and it made a huge profit for Valve, the company that puts out the game, as a result of the loot boxes and the trading that goes along with these skins. And now a decade later, Valve, the company that owns it, has announced Counter-Strike Go 2, which will have these same skins and the marketplace will transfer over. So during that time, we've had the skins first come out, you have the marketplace establish itself, and now you have a trading platform that has resulted in people making significant amounts of money, and people are wagering millions of dollars to get the skins that they want. So today I want to talk about CSGO skins and how it went from a niche cosmetic market to being a really interesting place for people to invest in up until 2023, and now with the future release of CSGO 2 in the upcoming months, it has become a really interesting place for people to park their money, and I wanted to talk about it in today's video. So like most first-person shooters, Counter-Strike Go, or CSGO, has a bunch of different guns that are available to everyone during the game that you can buy with the in-game currency that you're earning between rounds. So everyone has the same amount of guns that they are able to buy during the game, but there are the different cosmetics that are unlocked out of game that allow your gun to look different and kind of flex in these lobbies. And after the Arms Deal update, Valve started to put out more and more content for each gun. So depending on how much money you're investing into the game, your skins are going to look very different than someone who is just booting up the game. And it's a way to kind of flex your skill and show, yeah, I know what's going on. I've put money into this game and this is what I've gotten out of it. And you have loot boxes, which have become a huge source of content on YouTube and Twitch, as people are basically rolling a slot machine to figure out if they're going to get a high value skin or they're going to get something that's worth pretty much nothing and they just wasted all of their money. And this is something that Valve, the company, has made a lot of money over in the past decade that it's been out. So when you get a skin from these loot boxes, there's a couple different things that decide how valuable it is. If you've looked at anything about valuation of cards, you have PSA, which is a company that grades cards, and it ranks them on centering, lettering, edges, and it gives them a rating from 1 to 10. With Counter-Strike, you have digital currency and you have digital stuff going on, so as it comes out of the crate, it is given a rank. This goes from battle scarred all the way up to factory new, and it is completely out of your control, and using it in-game, which is something that I originally thought would diminish the value of it, which is not true, it's 100% decided based off of a random number generated when you get it out of the crate. But the difference between the scarred, the bottom version, and the factory new is pretty significant when it comes to valuations. So as Counter-Strike Go became more and more popular, the valuation of these skins continued to go up as the market increased and the demand for it increased, as the rarity of some of the old school skins became a really enticing place for people to throw their money at. And so there's two major times that I want to talk about that have really increased the valuation of these skins. The first one had to do with Counter-Strike being released in China. China has a lot of people, obviously, that might be the dumbest thing I've ever said on this channel, but it means that there are a lot of new eyes and, more importantly, wallets that are getting involved with this marketplace. So you have a huge increase in demand for these skins. The skins, the number of them out, don't increase that much because they are a percentage drop based off of loot crates. So you have a relatively stable amount of supply, a huge spike in demand, and it made the price of these skins go crazy during 2017. And then the other one is the pandemic happened. People are spending more time at home, and as a result, they're playing more and more of this game. And that's why we've seen the user base of CSGO continue to go up and has recently peaked at numbers that I never really thought that we would see in a 10+ year old shooter. A lot of this has to do with the hype that CSGO 2 has brought to it, as Valve announced that they were going to allow people to transfer over their skins from CSGO, the base game, over to CSGO 2 when it releases at the end of this year. So that's how we get a 10x increase in price over that time. You have the user base continue to go up over time based off of a couple major increases and the pocket steepening of these Chinese investors. And the release of CSGO 2 and the ability to bring those skins over from the base game has allowed these prices to go up significantly over time. I'll throw this graph up right now that shows how the prices of some of these skins have changed over time. And you can see that it went from, still being pretty expensive just a couple of years ago to now being a ridiculously expensive place to park your money. And now with the excitement of CSGO 2 coming by the end of this year, they've recently broken records for the amount of concurrent players, with recently and earlier this month reaching 2 million concurrent players. And I see this likely to increase as the new game comes out. Likely these prices aren't going to drop anytime soon. And that really begs the question, is this a place I would consider investing for the long term? For me, no. This is a type of market where if you're involved with it and if you play CSGO and you know a lot about the market and what's valuable and what's not, sure, this could be an interesting place to invest. I've talked about sports cards and Pokemon cards, but it takes a lot of knowledge to kind of get into that type of market versus buying into the overall market and buying an ETF. You really don't have to think about it too much. So if I was involved with this game more and I knew what was going on, maybe I would give it a try, but it's going to be really interesting to see how these prices change over time with the release of the new game. You have skins that are 10 plus years old that are still in high demand, and people really want them, and the price continues to go up. Are we going to get to a point where these skins become so valuable that they're going to kind of peak out and people don't want to pay those prices? Or is it going to continue to increase over time? That's going to be something that's really interesting to watch as this new game comes out at the end of this year. Let me know if you knew about the stock market and the price valuations of these skins in a 10 plus year old first person shooter in the comments down below. And if you made it this far, please hit that like and subscribe button. I would appreciate it a lot. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.